Hi guys, welcome to my video on Pluto in Aquarius and my thoughts about this rare and very important transit that will be happening for all of us for about 20 years. So I'm going to talk about something in this video that is a bit unusual, and that is very intentional and well thought out on my part. So I hope that you stay with me, and I invite you to keep an open mind when you listen to my thoughts and my rationale as an astrologer behind these thoughts and predictions that I will be making. Okay, so welcome. For those of you new to my channel, my name is Maria DeSimone. I am a professional astrologer. You can find out more about me and my work over at insightfulastrology.com. Please subscribe to the channel. Click the like button if you enjoy this type of content. And for those of you who are back to my channel, welcome back. I appreciate you guys so much. And now let's get into it. We're going to talk about this big transit of Pluto in Aquarius. And Pluto is the planet of intensity. And that is the key word that I want you to remember as I get into this conversation with you about Pluto. So, as the planet of intensity, its job is to bring something to a crisis point, possibly to a death, annihilation, and ending, but ultimately to a very deep and healing transformation. And that is truly the highest vibration of Plutonian energy. Now, how Pluto operates in your birth chart is very different from what we're going to talk about in today's video. Today's video, I'm sticking completely to how Pluto in Aquarius may reflect on our world, on us here on Earth over the next 20 years, and specifically within a few year period, which I will get into soon. So Aquarius is the most innovative, progressive, visionary sign of the zodiac. Aquarius is the eccentric, but it is also the genius. This is an air sign. This is a fixed air sign, but Aquarius is in the modern astrology ruled by Uranus, but in traditional astrology is ruled by Saturn. So having the planet of structure and boundaries as one ruler, Saturn, and then having the planet of liberation and rebellion as the modern ruler, which is Uranus, makes the sign Aquarius very dynamic, multifaceted, and really interesting. So, as Pluto, the planet of intensity, enters Aquarius, and it's going to dip into Aquarius from the end of March of 2023 until June 10th of 2023, just at 0 degrees, 21 minutes it gets to, and then it retrogrades back into Capricorn. But it's really going to be 2024 that Pluto fully ingresses into Aquarius. And then once Pluto does, he'll stay there until 2044. So this is a long transit. And Pluto hasn't been in Aquarius since the 1700s. I believe it was 1777-ish. So this is a rare transit. And so as Pluto moves into Aquarius, what will it be intensifying? That's how I want you to think about this. Pluto is absolutely going to be intensifying both the shadow energy of Aquarius as well as the higher vibration potential. And the way that astrologers determine whether or not the shadow expression of an outer planet is likely to emerge is by the contact that that planet makes to other planets, either in your birth chart, if you're looking at a natal birth chart, or collectively in the sky with the other transits. So if Pluto is making squares and oppositions with other planets in the sky predominantly, then that tends to bring out more of the shadow, crisis, annihilation, and ending energy. If Pluto is making trines, sextiles, and sometimes the conjunction to other planets, especially the personal inner planets, but other planets in general, then the higher vibration of Pluto is very free to express itself. So, what I believe is likely to happen is the higher vibration of Pluto while it's in Aquarius is very likely to come out in our world. And so that is going to be absolute radical changes in society that ultimately serve our humanity in a higher vibration healing way. But remember, Aquarius is the sign of everything progressive, scientific, unusual, weird, out there, strange, crazy, right? Just like shocking and unbelievable. And so the higher vibration energy of that part of Aquarius is somehow going to manifest in our world over the next several years, 20 years or so. And you probably have already heard other astrologers talk about how Pluto in Aquarius is sure to bring major changes in terms of artificial intelligence. And that makes perfect sense if you think about it, right? And I'm going to take that prediction a step further because I do agree that artificial intelligence is going to become a more dominant theme for us while Pluto is in Aquarius. But I want you to think bigger and more open and even higher vibration than robotic or artificial computer intelligence. I want you to think in terms of higher consciousness vibration that we don't usually talk about, that we might not even be able to fathom here on Earth with our earthly human brains. And so in astrology, the planet Mercury rules the minds and communication. And what is said is that the higher octave of Mercury is the planet Uranus. And that would rule the higher vibration communication energies and potentials that are out there that are beyond talking, beyond anything that we can sink our teeth into in this human realm. So Uranus rules radio waves, radio frequency. It connects to the internet and computers and the sciences. It rules astrology. Uranus is also the planet that would connect to the higher vibration energies that communicate to us or that communicate through us or that can communicate to each other that we don't really see. So this extends now to spirit communication, to communication between aliens. And if you think that we are the only life form in the solar system, in the universe, that's really short-sighted because we are very small. Planet Earth is a dot. We are like a nothing compared to the vast universe, compared to our own solar system, even. So to assume that we are the only life form and the only life form that has intelligence is just, I think, a little arrogant, misguided, and it doesn't make sense to me, at least. It just doesn't make sense. How could that be? There has to be other forms of life and communication and intelligence, higher vibration intelligence, higher consciousness intelligence than us in the human world here on Earth. And so I believe that while Pluto is in Aquarius, the intensity that's going to happen is that these higher vibration communications, higher vibration energies are going to intensify in our awareness here on Earth. And what is making me really feel that we are going to have an extraordinary experience with alien communication, extraterrestrial experiences, is the fact that while Pluto is in Aquarius, the planet Uranus, which rules Aquarius, will go into the sign of Gemini. Now, that will happen between 2026 and 2033. So Pluto has been in Aquarius while Uranus has been in Gemini before, but that was a very, very long time ago when extraterrestrial communication, that was the last thing on our planet's mind or awareness, okay? So this is new information. And how I am putting this prediction together is largely based on the fact that when Uranus was in, so Uranus has an 84-year cycle. It takes 84 years to go around the sun. And the last time Uranus was in Gemini, that was when we had our first documented UFO sighting, and that occurred in 1947. And then a year later, in 1948, the US Air Force began its first official investigation into the UFO sightings and all of that potential. And I think that was called Project Sign. Okay, so in 1947 and in 1948, Uranus was in Gemini. And astrologers often make predictions by looking at, well, patterns. Well, what happened the last time an outer planet was in this sign? And that, the best way to predict the future is looking into the past. And so this is the reason why all of the videos that you're watching from other astrologers are talking about massive changes politically and with artificial intelligence and things like that, based on the past experiences of when Pluto was in Aquarius. But astrologers have not yet started to put together what will be happening when Pluto is in Aquarius while Uranus is in Gemini. And that's what I am talking about in this video very specifically. So Uranus in Gemini, if you remember a few minutes ago, I said that the planet Mercury rules communication and the mind, and that is the I guess the physical form of communication. You could say it like that. And then Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. So the higher vibration of communication, which brings us to forms of communication that are energetically unlike anything that we have experience with here on Earth. Okay, so when Uranus is in Gemini, there is a blending now of mercurial energy, which is Gemini, with Uranian energy. So Mercury and Uranus are blended together when Uranus is in Gemini. And that can bring out this communication, conversations, awareness, and ability to study and investigate these higher vibration communications. So I did a study on psychic indicators in a birth chart many years ago. And one of my findings was that a great majority of psychics and mediums in particular have a contact in their birth chart between Mercury and Uranus. And so I started to call Mercury-Uranus aspects in a birth chart the talking to dead people aspect, because people in their birth charts who have a Mercury-Uranus exchange have this natural capacity to connect to higher vibration forms of communication, whether it is talking to the dead, talking to spirit guides, talking to aliens, animal communication even. So the fact that Uranus is going into Gemini really ramps up this potential for intense Pluto, high vibration, unusual, progressive communications, because it's in Aquarius. Now, what makes me believe that this is going to be a positive experience for our world, and not the kind of thing where, oh, we're going to be invaded by aliens and the earth is going to explode. That's not what I'm saying. It's not going to be negative, first of all, and it's not going to be as dramatic as some people might perceive when you're watching an astrologer talk to you about alien communication becoming more prominent. It is actually going to be very positive, and I think it's going to be a development in our technology and our ability to connect with these higher vibration energies that are beyond planet Earth. And it can also be that those energies are communicating with us in a way that becomes more public or prominent, or if there were any attempts by governments to hide that, that is likely to come out during the time that Pluto is in Aquarius while Uranus is in Gemini. But it's going to be to our benefit, not to our detriment. And that is because Uranus and Pluto will make what is known as a trine aspect over a couple of years in particular. And the trine is the easiest, most supportive, positive aspect. And in addition to that, we are going to have eclipses in Aquarius and Leo, and the North Node of Destiny will go into Aquarius during the time that Uranus and Pluto are in trine aspect. So looking at it that way, I cannot imagine for 1 minute that whatever this is going to hurt us. It is going to help us. It is going to be positive. And so in particular, the years that I would love for us to be aware of, be extra aware of, for this intensification of advanced progressive communication with higher conscious energies. In particular, it's going to be the years 2026 to 2028. And that is because during those couple of years, the trine between Uranus and Pluto will be exact. And there is one eclipse in particular that occurs on January 26th, 2028. That will be at about 6 degrees. It's a solar eclipse at 6 degrees of Aquarius, and will be conjunct Pluto in Aquarius, conjunct the North Node of Destiny in Aquarius, and almost exactly trine Uranus in Gemini. And I really think that time period is when we are going to experience some incredible progressive energy related to alien communication, higher vibration energies, and advanced intelligence. And I am not talking about AI. I am talking about something more advanced, something way out there that is so beyond this planet. It is beyond humanity. And what it will do is intensify the ability for us here on Earth to ultimately advance our own planetary energy and worldly connections with each other. So I think it's going to be really interesting. And I invite your comments and your thoughts. Remember, this is not like some strange conspiracy video where I'm telling you that we're going to be invaded by aliens and the world is going to explode and crazy things are going to happen. That's not what I'm saying at all. This could be as simple as it is uncovered that the research projects and investigations into UFO communication from the last time Uranus was in Gemini was covered up a little bit, and maybe it's going to be exposed and information is going to come to light. It could be that, or it could also be new advanced communication. Our ability, maybe with our advances in AI, we're somehow able to get a direct line of contact with another higher consciousness energy that is on another planet, in another solar system. Okay, anything is possible. This is extremely advanced progressive energy. And it may be a stretch to say this, but I mean, we can't really rule it out that because, aliens are already among us, communicating with us in some way, even if we're not aware of it. Remember, this is advanced communication. They are way more advanced than us. So they're already aware of us and have tabs on us somehow. So it's possible that they're going to be coming to us, and somehow we're going to have this merging of forces where maybe they're helping us save our planet in some way. So let me know your thoughts. I think it's going to be really interesting, and please trust me when I tell you that I did not put this video up lightly. This has been well thought out for years, actually, and I really think that there is something positive coming in this realm, and we will just have to stay tuned and see what happens, because Pluto and Aquarius is going to be quite an interesting transit collectively. But when Uranus gets into Gemini and Pluto's in Aquarius, then I think things are really going to become out of this world.